You're on it. This thing I'm just on here. Oh, it's live. Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? How's everybody doing? Finally, we got it. I do apologize for the mechanical difficulties. But wanted to come to you guys today, and I do have two amazing special guests, Mr. Maurice Mohammed and my girlfriend Yaya. We are going to be coming on live today, talking about some issues as far as the police brutality. You know, we've had some things to go on, and we want to do something about it. I am going to introduce Mr. Muhammad. He has an amazing organization that he's going to tell you about. And Mr. Muhammad, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
And we have Yaya, a great friend of mine, also, who's going to also join us live. Yaya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to let you run with it and go for it.
All right. Thank you, Queen. And I'd like to thank your audience for watching this video today and those that come back and watch it on the replay. And again, my name is Maurice Mohammed. I'm the National Director of the initiative, and I am the leader of the Mississippi campaign, where we're going into a city in Mississippi and we're going to take it over and make that city ours. Now, of course, when most people hear you say, "What? You're going to take over a city?" then, they automatically think you're coming with guns and all that. No, we're not. And this is not something that's illegal. This is something that is very legal. You see it happening every day in our communities called gentrification. This is just the reverse of that, but on a higher level, where we control the politics that goes on in the city. We control the laws, we control the school board. All of that is run and operated by people that think like us for what is best in our way of life. We've been in America for over 400 years, and we have been living in a condition that is intolerable. And nobody in their sane mind would want to continue this type of existence. So we have decided to take over a city in Mississippi and make it ours. So we're doing the Black Wall Street to the 10th power. We're doing Black Power to the 10th power. And this is not a work that is for the faint of heart, but this is a work of dedication and love. And just as the founding fathers of America is remembered and will always be remembered, we too shall be remembered and always be remembered, because we are the ones that are creating a new reality for our people with freedom, justice, and equality. So I'll rest my mic and let my chief of staff, Sister Yaya, introduce herself.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, family. My name is Yaya, and I am the Chief of Staff of the Mississippi Initiative, and I'm very excited about it. I, I actually pushed for it very, very hard. I agree exactly with what Brother Muhammad said. It's time to try something different. The conditions that we have been living in are definitely, something that has to stop. And if we were to control what happens in our area, it would be better living. I believe that things would be different, and this is why I am part of the initiative. And also, I mean, it's really not about us anymore. We've had our chance. It's mostly about the kids. So I work very hard to make sure that we get this going so that we can start with the next generation and make it better for them at least. And that's just how I feel about it. And also, if anyone wants any applications or packages to learn about it, definitely contact me. We'll put my email in the chat. And also, it's not a money movement. It's not about money. What we need most are people who have skills, things that can contribute to a fully functioning community. So let's get the discussion going.
Now, when you talk about the move, where are we trying to go? And when you say like-minded people, what do you mean as far as like-minded people? What are some of the things that you're looking for as far as like-minded people are concerned?
But it starts with any organization or any country that is made. You always have to start with people who are of like minds. So we
Mm-hmm.
use America as an example. When they had their meeting and decided to get up and go to war against Britain for their future, there had to be people that agreed that paying taxes without representation was tyranny. Those people had to agree that they could do it better under their own
Mm-hmm.
self-governance. So the tenets
Mm-hmm.
that we agree on is that we're fed up with how America has done us. We are fed up with the subservient conditions that we are in. So we decide that we must separate from them and produce our own reality. So that means that homosexuality, we don't agree with that. So within this city, the homosexuals won't be there. Swirlers won't be there. White people won't be there. We want a reality that's based on us, that's based on what's best for our people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you begin to exclude people, people says, well, you can't do that. That's illegal. This is that. This is that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, we have to look and really realize and ask the questions. With all the gains that homosexuals have, do you really think that they would abandon what they've already gotten to come to a place where they know they're not wanted, where they know that the laws and the rules and the regulations of the people that's there are not homosexual friendly, meaning
Mm-hmm.
that they're not a place where we would tolerate any kind of bathroom, no matter whether you can be born a boy, but if you feel like going to a girl's bathroom, then you can walk in there with the girls and go in the girls' bathroom. We don't believe
Exactly.
in that. We don't
Okay.
believe that we're going to have drag queens come and teach our children or read a book to our children. And then at the end of the book reading, ask our children, now who want to be a drag queen? And children raising their hands, me, me, me. We don't believe in that.
Come on now. Come on.
So
Mm-hmm.
we have to be wise enough to know what we want and be strong enough to go out and make it happen. There's places in America now
Mm-hmm.
where there are towns where there are no black people. There are no black people living there. And it's all white. And they're fine and they're happy with their town being that way. And I don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go to a town where it's all white folk and I'm the only black person there. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I
Okay.
just wouldn't. So, we have that same right and we have the intelligence to be able to make this a reality. Just like
Mm-hmm.
white folks, they have the intelligence to make it their reality and they fight for it. And when a black person did move into this town, they let that person know they're
Uh-huh.
not wanted.
Uh-huh.
And that person said, okay, well, let me get the hell up on out of here. And they went somewhere else. And, it's not, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that when people talk about the civil rights movement and how they fought for integration, well, I personally think it's stupid that we would fight to give store owners to make them take our money.
Uh-huh.
I think
Exactly.
that's stupid. That you
Exactly.
want to make people who don't like you rich.
Uh-huh.
Go to your own and patronize at your own stores where that money can circulate and do good.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is not what some people would call um, a hate group or hate message. This is a love message that we
Mm-hmm.
love ourselves enough and we love our progeny, we love our future enough to
Uh-huh.
do the right things by our people and by ourselves to produce the right answer. And that
Okay.
answer is separation, because integration has not worked. It has not worked. So it doesn't mean for us to continue doing something that we know doesn't work.
Okay, well, most people will say you're being racist. You already know that. Okay.
Mhm.
What do you have to say to the different individuals that think that way?
There's two definitions, or there's two connotations to racism.
Mm-hmm.
One is where you lift your race at the expense of another race, and that's a negative racism. That is what white people have done. They lifted the white race, but they did it at the expense of us, and that's negative. Now, when you love your race and you work for the betterment of your race and you're trying to uplift your race from its current condition, that's racism, but that's racism at the positive sense. So, as I did a talk where I said Black love equals racism, it does, but not a negative, because we're not here to knock white people and their thing. Our thing is not to raise our group at the expense of them. So we're gonna raise our group, and we're gonna put them on the slave plantation. No, that's not our intention. Our intention is to separate from them, because we don't want to live by them. When the slaves were freed, I forget the general name, but they asked them, do y'all want to be integrated, or do you want to be separated? And all the people there said, we want to be separated. We don't want to live with you all. We want to be separated in our own land. And that's where 40 acres and a mule came from. So the government, or that general at that time, said, okay, if that's what y'all want to do, that's fine. We're going to decree that y'all get 40 acres and a mule, and you can live separate in your own territory. That's why after slavery, we built over 67 cities and towns in America that were Black, because we didn't want to integrate. We didn't want to live next to these people, because we understood who they were. And we understood that they didn't have any good in their hearts for us. So we wanted to be separated. And, throughout time, things change. And this integration that we've been under has failed. So we must go back to what works, and that is separation.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that by us not separating in the past, because it's been done, Martin Luther King, he tried it, but he wanted integration. But Malcolm X wanted separation, what you wanted. Do you think that if we had have done it the way Malcolm X wanted it at first, you think it would have worked?
Most definitely. And we got to realize too, because there's an Old Testament Malcolm and a New Testament Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
The Old Testament Malcolm definitely wanted separation. He didn't want to integrate. But when he made the switch over and was starting dealing with integrational issues and leaders, he kind of softened that blow a little bit when it came to separation. But separation is definitely what we need, and we know it can thrive. We know it can thrive because everywhere you see Chinatown, then in cities you see Chinatown, they have their own police, they're Chinese police officers, their businesses, their China-owned business bureau. They're separated, and they do their thing, and they're successful. That's why you don't see Chinese children in regular schools. They have their own schools that the Chinese children go to. And with these own schools that they go to, they're being taught by their own teachers. So they're separated. And that's the same thing that we should be. We should be separated.
Okay, you've had this before. What is your take on this, Miss Yaya? What's your take on this?
Well, my take on it is there is no other way. And I mean, I understand what Brother Muhammad was saying about Brother Malcolm, how he had an Old Testament and a New Testament side to him. So I think we've gotten over that hump because we've already tried to live amongst others and it has gotten us nowhere. Actually, it seems like we're worse off. So separation to me is the only answer to any problem. And I say, we'll work out all the rest of that later. Like once we have gotten ourselves together and in a position to where we are self sustaining, then we can work on talking to others, not integrating with them, but talking to them
Mm-hmm.
and doing business with them. But outside of that, still separate, but we have to start with us first. You have to clean up your house first before you can go outside of it. I mean, if that makes sense. So that's what it's about for me.
Okay, I like that. That's pretty good, and it makes sense. But I've talked to so many people, and some people, well, why do we want to go backwards? And I think, well, we've too for so long we've given our children over to the enemy, and we don't even understand. They've taught them only about themselves. They've not taught our children anything about themselves, where they came from, and whose they are, and whom they are. So therefore, our children are lacking in self-esteem, and we have not gotten the healing as far as the churches was supposed to be put here to bring healing in the black community, but instead we're so much more divided and nothing. We haven't gotten closer. We haven't gotten the healing. We haven't gotten any of the things that we should have gotten through the church. So, and a whole lot of us black folk are still committed to Christianity, which has not done a whole lot for black people. So you have that mindset that needs to be renewed against, with the black majority, and they're still thinking that everybody loves me. We're still trying to sing kumbaya, but we're the only one that's singing, and everybody else, as you see, with the security guard, kumbaya wasn't when he was standing up there with that gun in his hand, and he had gotten the young, and I'm talking about the security guard at Thousand Oaks that died. He had a gunman came in shooting up the place. He had gotten the gunman, later, got him on the ground. Came in, police came in and shot him. Okay, so we're the only ones that singing "Kumbaya" because every chance they get, they are killing us. And I am so tired of what we're seeing as far as them murdering us. And I want to take it to another level. I want to take it to another level as far as what can we do, as far as boycotting now. I know we're going to do the move in Mississippi, but what, as far as what I see now, what we have to do is hold our money for Christmas, hold our money for the first of the year, because the only way that they're going to pay any attention to us if we hold our money. We are worth $1.2 trillion. And with that being said, do you remember the Black Panther movie? We
Mhm.
made $200 million off of that movie. We can come together. We can do this. But I think we have to know that we can do this. We have to, like I said, change our mindset and know that it is time to do something. What do you guys think about that?
Well, me myself, yeah, the holding money thing, that's a great idea. I mean, that would be something that would be great if everyone could do. And see, with Black Panther, now that was entertaining people.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like our people are so jaded and so small minded that they can't come together and pull their money together for anything except for something that's going to entertain them, which is sad. So, you know, unfortunately, our people are going to have to wake up to the fact of who they are, and maybe they'll get some movement going, or because that's how we're basing our movement. It's off of who we know we are. It has nothing to do with going to church or religion or anything like that. It's about a way of life because that's what his laws, statutes and commandments are all about. Living a certain way and living separately a certain way away from other people. So they're still stuck on the Christianity. Hopefully they can come together and hold their money, you know, during this holiday season and do something worthwhile with it, as opposed to giving it right back to the slave master, which absolutely is crack pipe logic to me, because you work so hard for it and you turn around and you give it back to them and then you complain for the remainder of the year. Nah. So hopefully we can get people on board, but I don't know. I'm not as, you know, I'm not as enthused that people will be able to do that, because I remember when the black woman got beat up in it was a beauty supply store or something like that, and
Yes.
then he had a sale on half price weaves, and it was a line down the block. So that's the only reason why I say what I say, because my people prove it every time. That doesn't mean I don't love you. It's just you're showing like stupid behaviors and nasty tendencies. So hopefully we can come out of that and hold our money for this holiday season and use it to benefit us as opposed to everybody else. That's all.
Brother Muhammad, what you think?
You know, we have to start with the good mindset, and we have to start on truth. We got to remember that when it comes to the church, it was the church that made us into niggas. That's where that thing comes from. So once we understand that it was the church that made you into a nigga, and that it was that same old church that teaches you to accept what is unacceptable. It teaches you to accept what is unacceptable. And once you get fed up, not sad, but fed up, angry, mad, that you're not going to tolerate that foolishness no more, then you become able to understand what the next steps are. When we look at the movie Black Panther, and when I went to see it, I wish I had known more about it before I went to see it, because as I'm watching this, I got angry because I paid somebody some money to smack me in my face. That movie, Black Panther, was not a good movie for us. It really wasn't. When we look at what was the message of the movie, and then even in reality, when you really look at it, the movie talked about the reality that we suffer. Okay, you got Black Panther. His daddy wanted to stop America from their destructive behavior towards us. And then, the cousin, what was his name? Killmonger, him. You know, his daddy wanted to stop it. And then the Black Panther daddy killed him because he wanted to interfere with America's plans towards us. So Black Panther daddy killed him. So America succeeded in their plans towards us. And we got done wrong and continue to be done wrong. Killmonger come by and he says, well, I want revenge so we can come back and put an end to this foolishness. Now, the Black Panther people, they knew what we suffered. They knew what we went through. But they didn't love us enough to say, I want to put an end to it. Here they got this world living in perfect peace in Wakanda land, and them knowing who we are and our history. But they didn't love us enough to come leave their perfection to come get us out of the hell that we were in. They didn't love us enough for that. So they allowed us to stay in that condition. And then when Killmonger come up to remove that condition, they didn't say, well, Killmonger, you're right. No, they saved the white man, the CIA white man that has been doing damage, not only to us, but to other people throughout the world. They saved his life. So they saved America, and then they sent the planes to stop Killmonger from destroying America. Killmonger was actually representing the anger of God, because God has said, God damn America. God has sent his destruction to America. But they wanted to save that which should be destroyed. So they saved America at our expense. And we paid for it. And we walking around doing this foolishness when something that was not meant good for us. And we supported it, not realizing what we're doing. So that movie really should have been hated by us because it didn't do good for us. And like when Mandela was released from jail and he came to America and black people asked him, what is your position on how America has treated us? And his reply was, it is inappropriate for me to speak on how they treat you in their house. It's not for me to open my mouth and say anything. And yet, Mandela get a ticker tape parade. We come out, da 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 da, and he just smacked us in our face in our own house to say he ain't gonna speak on it. When we've been speaking out for him to get his ass out of jail, we were speaking out for him. But now he out and he can't speak out for us. And that foolishness we accept. So that's why we got to grow up and mature up and understand that the messages that are being sent are not good messages for us. It's not something good. It's something bad. So we got to turn the agenda. We got to turn the message in our favor so our people will understand the time and what must be done. We got to take our money out of our enemy's hands. So that means we gotta withhold spending as many ways as possible. We have to withhold our dollar because they don't respect us. Because we have taught them that you can continually beat us, curse us, misuse us, mistreat us, and we'll be back at your store tomorrow giving you our money. And they will never respect us. They will never give us that kind of treatment that we should get because we allow them to continually misuse and abuse us. And this we have to stop. So withholding our money is a message that everybody should understand. Even down to Pookie and Ray Ray. They better get this message. Withhold your spending. Stop giving these Arabs your money. They don't love you. They don't like you. Stop giving these Asians your money. They don't love you. They don't like you. And if it's a black store owner and they don't love you and they don't like you, stop giving them your money. We got to mature into a rightly guided message with a rightly guided focus to destroy an enemy that has earned their destruction. And I rest my mind.
Okay, even with that said, you talk about the Memorandum 46. Okay, that is the Memorandum 46, and why I bring that up, it's two things that white folk are afraid of. And for one, with us running for office, and two, us holding our money. So that was one of the reasons why I brought up the thing about us holding our money. And also with you coming up with this Mississippi program, you're going to need people to run for office. Now, you know, that's going to scare some folk. Okay. But we have to understand that it is time for us to rise up. And if we don't rise up, nothing will change. I ask the people, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to do for them to, what are you going to do? What are you willing to do? What are you wanting to do right here and right now that will allow you, that'll get their attention to say, hey, we're not taking this abuse anymore. Yes, we get mad, but yes, we talk about it. But when are we going to be about it? When are we going to make things happen? And so that we can see change, because if we're waiting for them to do it, they're not going to. If we're waiting for them to help, if we're waiting for them to come save us and come to our rescue, you see what they're not doing. You had a lady, a Congress lady that was running for Senate now. Her name is Cindy Hyde Smith. And you know, this lady is running in Mississippi now for Senate. And she said that if we had a, now this was a joke she said. She said, if we had a public lynching, I would be on the front row. This woman said it with no apology. She meant what she said. When they confronted her about it, she still didn't apologize because she wasn't sorry. We're seeing more and more of this hatred come out. But what are we doing? We sitting up there because it didn't touch us yet, because it wasn't your son, because it wasn't your dad, because it wasn't your brother. You sitting back, sitting on your thumbs and doing nothing. Let's do something before it hits your home. Let's do something before it hits your son. Let's do something before it hits your brother. Why does it have to hit your home for you to jump up and run and do something? Let's do something now. So my thing is, let's hold our money. We got Christmas coming up. Let's hold it. No big purchases, no TVs, no cars, no homes. We're not purchasing. I know you're going to have to get food. We're going to fix that too, because we're getting ready to come up with, we have a GoFundMe that we want to put up. And it is a GoFundMe under Consider Cheek, and it's for the initiative. It's all of us together, and it's a co-op. And what we want to do is get our first store up and running so that we'll have somewhere to go. And then not only do we want one store, but we want to use some of those funds to also open up another fund in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. We can go across the nation because we're going to need these stores. If we're going to hold our money, we can put it into our stores, and these stores are going to import from Africa. We are going to buy black. Enough of this. Yeah, you mad. But I seen, like you said, I seen them lining up at the wig store to get those 50% off hairs, and they did it on purpose because they knew what we like, and they gave us a little trinket. They put it in our little face, and what do? We jumped on it, ran for it, and we forgot all about the abuse that they did. No, stop forgetting. We are so passive. They kick us in our teeth, and we get back up and say, okay, master, here's the other, kick me on this side. No. How many teeth you gonna have to lose for you to get mad and say, okay, I'm in? What is it going to take? So tell me, why can't we hold our money? What's the problem? I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know how much it's going to take, or how much more can you take? Because this could be your son the next time. This security officer had a son. He was somebody's brother, and he was somebody's father. But what is it going to take? I'll rest my mic.
Mr. Yaya, you want to go first?
You know what I think? I mean, if we can see the security guard lose his life for doing the job that he is paid to do, that should be it right there.
Right.
That should be one of the things, because there's many going on. But then you have Sister Melissa. We lost our young King Danye. Okay, they're killing off our kids. That's not enough motivation. No. I don't know what it's going to take. I believe my people are very thick-headed. You got to curse them out and call them names to get a reaction out of them. So killing one of their kids, that does nothing, though. But call a nigga, or call a black woman a bitch, and oh, God. So we have a backwards thinking. In the same way we learn these filthy behaviors and this backward thinking, we can unlearn it. When are we going to learn that? I mean, it's as simple as that. Simple as that. We the chosen people. We are aware of that. That's why we want this city, so that we can have the lifestyle that we're meant to have. We're starting to own that. And I would advise that my brothers and sisters do the same as well, so that you can start to begin to unlearn these nasty behaviors that living up under these white people have given us. It's unhealthy. Can you imagine if we had our own little city and our food came from within? We got no food from outside. We're clearing our bodies out. We're basically detoxing off of all of the foolishness. All the clear decisions and choices we'll be able to make with a clear mind, not a clouded mind or a partly working mind, a clear mind. Who doesn't want that? Because we know they're killing us in the food every day, along with a couple other ways they're doing it. But this is not enough. I don't understand. No, I don't know what it's going to take. That's all I have to say. I don't know.
But you mentioned Sister Melissa. You mentioned her son, and this was a 24-year-old young man who was found hanging in his own backyard. Let's talk about that. Who on here can imagine you coming out the house, front or back, and you have a tree that's right near your front door, and you see your child hanging on that tree? That right there should make you mad right there, to want to get up and do something, to want to make a difference, to want to make a change. But guess what? Us three, we can't do it by ourselves. We're waiting for somebody else to do what we can do for ourselves. When are we going to get enough of waiting? When are we going to get our mind frame, our mindset changed and get mad and want to fight? What's it going to take? Yeah, you wait till it get to your house, but it didn't even have to get that far if we started now. We even talked about raising up. Let's talk about raising up somebody to run for Senate, Congress, and the mayors. Let's talk about that. We have to get people with the same mindset, even as far as running for mayor and Senate. Even when we get ready to move to Mississippi, you're gonna need some like-minded people, some like-minded people that want to be separate, that want to do what needs to be done, and that want to see things change. You know, these white folk ain't gonna want to see us do this. So is it fear? What is it? What do you think it is, Brother Muhammad?
You know, fear plays a big part in the problem. And, you know, it's just like Lazarus. Lazarus was comfortable at the master's table begging for crumbs that fall from the master's table. And some of our people suffer from that syndrome, the Lazarus syndrome. And so, you know, just as the God had to send fiery serpents to make people listen to Moses, that's the same thing that's going to happen. The enemy will kill us more and more because those ones don't want to wake up and accept the call to leave this enemy. So they're going to get a whooping. They're going to get a whooping. You know, we've been here for so long, and we should understand exactly what we're going through. And we should understand that what we're going through, we don't want that for our children.
Right.
We should never pass on a legacy of cowardice to our children. To be a coward and then say that you believe in the Most High, then you're a liar. Because the Most High does not love cowards. He doesn't accept cowards. So you can't say that you're a child of the Most High, but you are afraid to challenge an enemy for your own freedom, for your own safety, for your own security. You're a liar. So, you know, we have a duty to speak straight words and to mean what you say. Don't say what you say because you want people to like what you say. You say what you say because it's the truth. And it's what is needed on scene. See, the enemy is comfortable with liars. The enemy is comfortable with cowards because they will never bring him down. They will never change the reality that we live in. So the enemy will always back that. The enemy will always propagate that. But when you are a man or a woman that is not afraid to tell the truth, you are a man or a woman that's not afraid to do what needs to be done for the freedom of your people, for the pleasure of the God that you represent. The enemy fears those type of people. because those type of people get shit done. And they don't look for the enemy's approval. They don't even want the enemy's approval. And when the enemy gives you their approval, you reject that. Because to accept the enemy's approval means that you're looking for validation from them. So that's why we reject their approval and tell them that we don't need it and we wasn't looking for it. So the things that we do, we're going to get done because we're man and woman enough to take it, to do it, and don't seek somebody else's approval to say what can be done and what cannot be done. The hell with that. We've been blessed with a mind. We've been blessed with a mind that can travel in infinity amount of time because we've always been here. So we got to make sure that we latch on to the proper message and the proper messenger so that we can make these things into a reality. And once we begin, or we've already started that process of making this into a reality. So our people that hear the message, they have a responsibility, not only to the message and to the messenger, they have a responsibility to themselves, which is to back this message, to back the messenger, and to make it real with your life and your sacrifice. So the question that you ask, what are you willing to give up? The first thing that they gotta be willing to give up is that nigga way of life. You gotta kill the nigga within, because the nigga within self will never allow you to do what you gotta do. That nigga within self, when he meets the enemy on the battlefield, he'll succumb to the enemy and run away and leave you open for attack. Because a nigga will never challenge the enemy for their own freedom. The nigga will say, "What's wrong, boss? We sick? We sick, boss?" That's what the enemy, that's what the nigga will do. When the nigga see the house on fire, the nigga will run and get the water and be trying to put the fire out. That's what the nigga will do. But see, we don't say we sick. We say, God, please kill this enemy. Let him never recover.
That's right.
That's what we say. We say, we see the fire. Oh, bring a strong wind, God. Blow hard on the fire so it can burn more. Burn them down. That's what we say. We say, kill them all, God. Kill them all. Yes. We praise God when we see them dying. That's proper. That's righteous. Because you're fed up with the foolishness. And you want God's anger against our enemies to be kindled. We want that. We want them to be destroyed. Because they are a cancer, not just to us, but they are a cancer to every living thing on this earth. So that means they are cancer to the earth. They are cancer to the trees. They are cancer to the grass. They are a cancer that needs to be obliterated. And with that, I'll rest my mic.
Okay, one more point, and because I don't want to make it too long. We've been voting forever Democrat, right? And I've heard different ones when I said, hey, we need our own political party. What I'm told is, well, we don't have anything right now. I said, but my thing is we can create a party now. We can start it now. We have 2 years until the Senate and the Congress, the mayor election anyway. But if we start now, you can raise up somebody whose mindset is like yours in order to run for office. And what really bothers me is when we talk about us doing anything, I hear people saying, "But you know, black and brown people." But my thing is, it's not about the brown people because the brown people, Obama gave them $3.3 trillion when he was in office, and they were actually supposed to split that with us, but they did not. Okay, so the brown people have people fighting for them. We are the only ones I see in a burning building right now. We are the only ones that I see being lynched, and it has been about 8 of us now, and they're not putting that in the news. It was a 10-year-old and 8-year-old that was lynched last year. Then this year you had about five, including the young man, uh, Miss Melissa's son. Okay, so that's how many more got to get lynched for us to understand? It's almost like black folk are in a fire. You know how the frog is in the pan and you turn the heat up just a little bit, you turn the heat up a little bit more, you turn it up a little bit more, and then finally you cooked and you didn't even have a chance to fight because you didn't even know you was in the fire. That's where we are now. That's where we are now. We are sitting up here dying, not even fighting. It's like the 9 people that was in the church. It was 9 of you and one of him, and nobody could fight. What are we doing? And you know the guy that had that killed the 2 people at the Kroger's, he went to a church before then, and there was 70 people in that church because they had a daycare in that church. And guess what? If he had a guy in that church, he would have killed probably every last one because they all had that, like you said, that nigger mentality that don't want to do nothing to hurt massa because we're gonna get in trouble. If we kill him, we're gonna die. Well, you dying anyway. So what are you doing? Besides sitting there dying like punks.
Exactly.
God didn't make punks. We don't have punks in the kingdom. We weren't punks in the world. Then we get under in who we are, and we get scared. We get frightened. We get to look like punks now. That's why nobody respects us. We look like punks. They kick you, you get up and you come back. Okay, can I have some more? Well, how much more they gotta give you? How much more they gotta sock you? How much more kicking you in your teeth can you manage? How much more do you have to take in order for you to rise up and say, I've had enough? We're not doing this anymore. You're not killing another one of my children. Come in my yard and it's not gonna be good for you. That's gonna be a bad day for you. You feel me? Hurt one of my family members, and it's not gonna be a good day. But we're not saying that. We looking at them like the man. I seen one in Kenya. Did you see where the white dude came? Was it Kenya or Ghana? What was it? That the white dude, the pastor, came over there and was beating the crap out of one of the little natives there, and the other dude just standing there. What? What?
Exactly.
You serious? What about the dude that was in New York couple days ago? That went off beating this woman, and everybody's standing around looking. What happened to? Remember when we were little? Mama said, "Look, you jump on one, you better not come home. You didn't jump." We did that as a team. You jumped on my sister, I'm coming. You feel me? You jump on my brother, we gonna have to fight the whole family. What happened to that? How we get so weak? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what else to do. I just want to light a fire up on everybody. What do I need to say? What do I need to say to do that?
Too many punks. Everybody punks these days. Scared.
Yes. What is it that we need to say here? If you're not mad about these incidences come up, if you ain't mad about the little boy at the tree, you're not mad about the security guard. You're not mad about the one that got her throat slit in New York on a subway. The dude came up and slit her throat. What did anybody do? Did anybody do anything?
Nope.
Are you serious? Oh my God. I don't know what else. I'm done. I don't know.
They recorded it.
Oh, yeah, but did nobody get mad enough to do nothing about it? No, you know Dylan Roof, right? He was in jail, right? I just saw where Willie D had on his program that a guy named Dwayne beat him up so bad. It was ridiculous. He had so many contributions. He was in jail. Okay. He couldn't get a bond. He had so many people contributing to his fund to get out of jail after he beat up Dylan Roof. That boy free today. They sent in so much money on his bail because he was excited. So what do we have to do? Let's get excited. Let's get excited and do something. Okay. It's time to move, and it's time to move now. Now is the time. We had now we've put things at your feet, black folk. What we gonna do? We're gonna sit there and say, well, okay, well, that was a good little live. They had some good points. They talked a good game. But we're not just talking, we doing. We doing, but we can't do it by ourselves. So I want to know what you guys are willing to do. I see a Miss Sharon in comments. Okay, Miss Sharon, get down. She been getting down. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Like and share, you guys. Like and share. Miss Sharon is on fire, and I do appreciate you tuning in. But we gotta have more people on fire. We can't
Yes.
just go ahead, Miss Yaya. Go ahead.
Yes. That's Elder Sharon. She is in the initiative. She's an elder. So
Awesome.
she's in the chat. Yes, ma'am. And brother Adar.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome, you guys. Man, it's good to see you guys. So what are we gonna do about it? I'm serious. What are we gonna do? We've been mad a long time, but we ain't got mad enough. So what's it gonna take to see your child in a tree? I don't want to see mine in no tree. I want to do something before they even think about it. Doing something now because they've done enough. Every chance they get to call the police on you. Every chance they did, they call you nigga. Every chance they get, they talk about how they want to lynch you. Every chance they get, they talk about how nothing you are, how lazy you are. Are we gonna prove them right? Are we gonna prove them right, or are we gonna get up and do something? Hold your money. We're not gonna let this go. I'm gonna keep on saying it. We're gonna keep on talking about it. We're gonna keep on preaching it until we get everybody on board. Hold your money for the next 3 to 4 months. Hold your money. We are not spending any money. Go to the GoFundMe so we can get this grocery store. And with that, we're gonna have like different vendors to come in and rent a space. If you have purses, whatever your business is, and we're gonna allow you to and help you with your business. You'll have a mentor to help you, even if we have to have two, more than one co-op. We're here to help you to grow yours. So it's not just gonna be one co-op. We want them all over. So if you need one in your city and you feel that you are an entrepreneur and that's your gift and that's your spirit, then we can raise up enough money to get you started in your state. But we got to get one going. What are you willing to do? Hold your money, give it to the co-op so that we can do what we need to do as far as the co-op is concerned. Let's do something. Don't just sit there. We didn't talk enough. We didn't boycott it. We didn't talk. We didn't done enough. Now, what are you willing to do? I rest. Brother Maurice, you got any last words here? You or Miss Sister Yaya?
Most definitely. I'll let Sister Yaya go first, and then I'll give my closing statement.
Yes, well, hopefully we're it was a great program first, Cassie, so having me on, share, like and share, and
Yes.
hopefully you'll withhold your money so that we can go ahead and get this first co-op up and running, and we can branch out and do other things from there.
Mm-hmm.
We are definitely about business. We're not about scamming anyone. It's not about that. We need all input from everybody. A co-op means a co-op. It's a
Yeah.
collective. So we can come together with just brain power and make something happen. So, I mean, I just hope that we can get some people on board and have a great Shabbat. Rest of your Shabbat.
Yes.
All right. And thank you, Sister Cassie. I definitely have enjoyed myself, and make sure everybody that watched, make sure that y'all like and subscribe to her videos as well, her channel. And, everybody has to think about that question of what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up for you to access the freedom, the natural born freedom that the God has blessed you with? Your freedom, the enemy can't give you freedom. Your God gives that to you. But it's your choice or not whether you exercise the responsibility that goes with that freedom. So when you realize who you are and who God is and who your enemy is, and you say that you are free, then the next step is to challenge the person who, quote unquote, has you oppressed.
Mm-hmm.
So just as the enemy, when they stole America and said, okay, we're going to be free from the king, they had to challenge, they had to go to war with the king. And they won. They write history. Now it's our time. This is our second time at this thing. The first time with the integration, we failed. When you changed it from freedom movement to civil rights movement, that was a compromise. And you compromised because you wanted white people to know what you meant. So you changed from freedom to civil rights. And you think that compromising so that white people can understand your message, you think that that's right, when in actuality, that's wrong. White people, these Neanderthals, they understand that. They understand what wrong they did to us. So we don't have to dumb our message down so they can understand. No, you don't do that. Our message is what it is, whether they like it or not. To hell with them. Our people have to grab a hold to that message, because this message is a life-saving message. You got a choice. You either gonna be that low-down nigga that the white Neanderthals made, or you're gonna be the child of God that you are by nature. It's that simple. There is no straddling the fence. You either with us or you against us. And we're not here to play games with you, and we're not here to stick a pacifier in your mouth, because you've been getting a pacifier for too damn long. When you think about it, what is a pacifier? A pacifier is something you stick in the baby's mouth that gives you no substance. You just suck on it and keep pulling and pulling, and nothing comes out of it. And when the baby's hungry and they had enough, then they'll keep spitting the pacifier out, because their nature says, damn it, ain't nothing coming from this thing that I can use to satisfy my hunger. So there's nothing that's coming from these pacifiers that they give you. When you started rioting back in the day in LA, they gave you a parade, a pacifier, so you can suck on and be pleased with, while the enemy killing you every damn day. Pacifier. You go out and you elect people to office that sell you out, that give you good words with nothing coming behind it. Another pacifier. And you get sold out and you get nothing of substance. With all these elected officials that we have had, you don't even have a reparations bill on the city level that they can give to the citizens of that city. You don't even have that on the city level, because you got representation that's not real. They're pacifiers, and they're not giving you anything of substance. You send your children to school, and what are they getting? More of an inferior education. Substance that's no damn good, that they're not able to use, because out of that picture, what is the picture that they're seeing of themselves? That they're nothing but slaves? That the white man conquered them? That the white man went out to space? That the white man built this? That the white man did this? And the white man did that? And the only thing you have ever been is a tool for their use. And they teach you that Abraham Lincoln freed you. Abraham Lincoln didn't free you. He didn't love you. You shouldn't honor him. But they give you an inferior education with no substance. No substance. That's why they control your thinking. Whenever the person that gives you your education, he prescribes for you the limits of your activity. He prescribes for you the limits of your activity because he's taught you how far you're to go with that knowledge that he has given. We got to wake up to the game. There's a game that has been played on us. And you're pulling, trying to get substance, but you're getting nothing because it's a pacifier. This Christianity that you're going to learn the enemy's religion, it's a pacifier that's not giving you no real substance. So when you look at your life, you look at it and you're just another nigga that's trying to be accepted by your enemy because you believe that there's a heaven in the sky that you're going to die and go to and walk on streets of gold. That's a lie. That's a pacifier. Then you got our people that embrace Arab Islam, and they come out and they start talking all funny and being all funny, trying to copy an Arab. And that's another pacifier that does not give you real substance. Because anytime you're copying another man that's not yourself, you're copying another people that's not yourself, that they don't even love you. They see you as another tool for their advancement. You have no substance in that. You're still another nigga in that. The only real substance is to embrace our God, to embrace who he made of us. Then you'll begin to get real substance that you can eat from, that you can live from. And you'll be able to be so strong that the pressure of the enemy will never be able to break you, because the inside of you is so strong that the enemy can't do a damn thing with. He can't break you. He can't cut you off from your real father. He can't cut you off. That's an eternal link. But you got to be man and woman enough to accept it and get off your ass and work. Get off your ass and do something productive for yourself and your people. Then you'll begin to be engaged in the strategy of life. You're now finding your purpose. And in finding your purpose, you find your success. And you first find your success, you have found your heaven on earth. So let us accept the message and accept our duty to do what must be done. Thank you, dear Queen. I'm looking forward for the next time we come live.
Yes, I do appreciate both you guys, Brother Muhammad and Sister Yaya, for even coming to take your time out. I know you guys are busy. I am so appreciative of you guys coming to share the vision, to share what your vision is and where Yah is taking you and Most High has taken your organization. Let's just not forget that. Let's just not forget the topic and forget what you heard here today. Because we're going to run. We're going to run after this thing, and we're running hard. We are going to run after our freedom. I'm not willing for my child to be next. I'm not willing for my son, my daughter, my cousin, uncles to be hanging on somebody's tree. I am going to stop them. I'm going to do all that I can to stop them in their tracks. They're not getting mine. Y'all can sit there if you want to. They're not getting mine. And I hope you have that same boldness in you to say that they're not getting mine either. And you come over here, it's a fight. You are going. I will fight to the death for mine. And I hope you have that passion within yourself to say the same thing. Mine is off limits. Not today. Not today. You're not getting them. And with that said, we are going to have an amazing rest of the Shabbat. And I thank you for coming on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, I appreciate you.
You're welcome.